I'm Rabbi Noah Farkas. I'm the president and CEO of the Jewish Federation of Greater Los Angeles, and I want to thank all of you for coming here tonight and all those who are watching online. In the back of your program, you'll see the names listed of the elected officials who have made statements in favor of the community, in favor of the State of Israel, and we want to thank them. Also on the back of your program, you will see the enormous gratitude that we have for the 80-plus organizations that sponsored the program today. Each of them is listed there, and the immediate outpouring of support speaks volumes for Los Angeles Jewish community. In addition to our organizations that sponsored this evening and those elected who made statements, we want to send special gratitude and welcome to Mayor Karen Bass, who is with us tonight. She's joined by a large group of elected officials, and I will pre-apologize if your name is not on here. The list kept changing and changing and changing and growing, and I just scribbled down 2 more names of people that I'm here. So I apologize if your name is on here. You can come and write me a nasty letter later, but I apologize. We want to welcome California Senator Ben Allen, and California Senator Anthony Portantino, and Senators Susan Rubio, as well as Assembly Majority Leader Isaac Bryan. I think I saw you here earlier. Assembly Member Wendy Carrillo, Assembly Member Rick Chavez-Zabor, Assembly Member Laura Friedman, Assembly Member Jesse Gabriel. Assembly Member Reggie Jones-Sawyer, and County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath, thank you for coming. Sheriff Robert Luna is here. Sheriff, thank you so much for coming tonight. City Attorney Heidi Fieldstein-Soto is here. Thank you, Heidi, for coming. Council Member Bob Blumenfeld is here. Council Member Marquise Harris-Dawson is here. Thank you so much, Marquise. Councilwoman Heather Hutt is here. Council Member John Lee is here. Councilmember Nithya Raman is here, and Councilwoman Katie Yaroslavsky is here. We are also joined by Jeff Chemerinsky from the U.S. Attorney's Office, Vice Mayor of Burbank Nick Schultz, Culver City Board Member Tristan Edzador, LAUSD School Board Member Nick Melvoin is also here tonight. Former Senator Bob Hertzberg is here tonight, as well as former City Attorney Mike Fuhrer is here as well. And again, I apologize if I left off your name. I did the best that we could. For all of you who joined us, for the elected officials that are here, for those joining online, let's be clear about what tonight is and what this place is. We are in the house of God. We are in a Beit Knesset synagogue. And tonight we are in a house of mourning. Every time a Jew passes away, we pour into each other's homes to remember the dead, to share stories, and to pray together. And there is no other place I'd rather be than with all of you on a night like tonight. At Shiva Minions, we tell stories. We tell stories of the dead, and we tell stories of the living that remember the dead. And so tonight we have to tell stories. I heard from a call from a mother this morning whose children was taken from her home. And when she was on the phone, she could hear in the speakerphone her little boy saying, "I'm too little. I'm too little. Don't take me." There are stories. There are stories of family locked in basements as their house burned above them in Nir Oz. There are stories of the music festival, hundreds of young people there to dance and sing for peace, cut down at the beginning of their lives. And then there are other stories. There are the stories of our children who have been called back to put on their boots and to stand on the line. I talked to my bar mitzvah student who called me and said, I don't know where I'm going, but I wanted to talk to you before I go. I wished him well. And before I move on, I do want to recognize anyone in this room who has served, does serve, or have children serving in the IDF. I ask you to rise at this time to be recognized. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your children's service. We wish all of you Godspeed and safety in the days to come. There is no question, this is personal. There isn't one of us who doesn't have a family member, a friend, or a friend of a family member that has not been hurt, killed, or sitting in a bunker or standing on the line. And to be a Jew tonight is to take all of this personally. And to be a Jew is to have a heart like a seismograph. We in LA know what seismographs are. They are the instruments that measure, I know you can laugh. It's okay. But we know what it is. It measures the vibrations of the world tens, hundreds, even 1,000 miles away. And just as a seismograph records the movements of the earth so very far away, every deed, every laugh, every cry can be felt anywhere and everywhere in the world by the Jewish heart. We have hearts like a seismograph. We feel the cries of mothers who are waiting to know the fate of their children because we are those mothers. We feel the anguish that the father feels as his fists curl in anger and rage because we are those fathers. We feel the weight of the backpack on the shoulders of those soldiers marching into hell because we are those soldiers. This is deep. It is personal. It is real. It is unyielding. And in this house of mourning, we stand together. Tonight, as we gather together, as Jews gather together all over the world, we ask simply for one thing. We ask for us to be together. We know what terrorists don't know. We know what the Greeks never figured out. We know what the Romans didn't know. We know what the Babylonians didn't know. We know what the Europeans didn't know. We know what the Caliphate did not know. We know what the Nazis did not know. We know what the Soviets did not know. We have a key to life that no others know. We have witnessed them rise. We have witnessed them put their power over us, their boots on our necks, and we have witnessed them fall. Because they do not know us. They cannot fathom us. They do not know the Jewish heart. They cannot fathom a people who is spread all over the world and yet feels deeply connected to each other. They cannot fathom a people whose body is in the West but heart is in the East. They cannot fathom a people set apart, for whom our love for each other, for our history, and for our future drives us forward every day. They cannot fathom who we are, and they cannot fathom us, and they cannot break us. We must come together. We must stand together. We must act together. In the Talmud they ask, if Jews pray and pray to God, what does God pray? It's a good question. What is in God's tefillin? In our tefillin, we have prayers praising and giving wonder to God. What is in God's tefillin? And the rabbis answer. Rabbi Chia bar Ava says, in God's tefillin, it's written, Mi ka'amcha Yisrael goy ba'aretz. Who is like this people that dwells on the earth? Who is like us? Who is like us in how we hold each other? Who is like us in how we care for each other? Who is like us in how we argue with each other? But who is like us when we act together with might, with force, and with unity? Mi ka'amcha beYisrael goy ba'aretz. Tonight we must come together. We must show our unity. We must act with purpose, because we are one people. We are one global community. We are one global family. We act as one because we are one nation, one people, Am Echad, Goy Echad, who say these words together and say them with me, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Only in our unity is there strength. Only in our unity is there justice. Today, there are thousands upon thousands wounded, and nearly 1,000 murdered, 100 more held captive. They have our children. They have our mothers. They need us now, because we are them and they are us. And so we need us now. We need medical supplies. We need surgeons and doctors. And most of all, right now, we need funds. Your help can heal those who are burned and injured. Your help can hold the broken in your arms. Your help can support soldiers and students alike. We here in LA, sitting here tonight, cannot carry the rifle. We cannot carry the stretcher. We cannot physically mend the wounds. But our funds can. Our funds can. The Federation, for a century plus, has taken this role up and taken it very seriously, to beg, to ask for your support, to support our brothers, to support our sisters, to support our families, to support our soldiers, to carry on through this moment and into the next and into the next. If you have a moment in front of you in your program, there is a QR code online, on the Zoom, there is a QR code. Take a moment now, take a moment later, make a gift. The Federation is collecting funds to help those in need, to help our families, to help ourselves. Take a minute and do that. And tonight I want to announce, because of their deep commitment to the Jewish people and to Israel, tonight I'm able to announce that the Goldhirsch Yellen Foundation has committed to match up to $1 million in funds raised for the Israel Crisis Relief Fund. So if you're able to give, and give now, your gift will be doubled. If you have an employer who matches your gift, make sure that you inform them so your gift is doubled and doubled again. Thousands of years ago, the Jewish world nearly came to an end. Our land was overrun, our people dispossessed. The prophet Ezekiel, lost in despair, gazed upon the valley of the dead and said, Vayamar Elai ben Adam ha'atzmaot ha'ele kol beit Yisrael hema, hine omrim yovshu atzmotenu, va'avda tikvatenu, nigzreinu lanu. O mortal, these bones are the whole house of Israel. And they say, our bones are dried up. Our hope is gone. We are doomed. Va'avda tikvatenu. But we know from the rest of the text, God was not done with the Jewish people. God was not done with Israel. Those bones did rise, and the people of Israel live. This line of Scripture became the heart of our anthem. Where we might think hope is lost, it never truly is. In the first Zionist Congress in 1897, this poem, using this line of text, was revived by Rishon LeZion. We know it well, for we sang it earlier. We know it in our hearts, and we say it again. Od lo avda tikvatenu, hatikva bat shnot alpayim, lihiot am choshi be'artzenu, eretz Tzion v'Yerushalayim. Our hope, our 2,000-year hope to be free as a people in our land is never, ever lost. Od lo avda tikvatenu. These bones will rise, and the people of Israel will live. Am Yisrael Chaim.